So I've been producing and making drill beats for a very, very long time, years, and it's become my bread and butter. But recently I've been also making a lot of techno music. So I thought, what if we put these two completely different genres that have no business being together and turning them into one track? I think this is going to be interesting. Let's get into it. So I think for the basis of this track, I'm gonna slightly remix a song but try and make it my own as much as possible. And the song that I'm going to be using is called Yo by Shy Cartier. New, like you know that I've been in the stew, in the cooking. Yeah, this song, it absolutely slaps. I feel like it will go really, really hard as a techno track. Techno with the mixture of drill seems to be becoming really, really popular. I have seen some producers absolutely smash it, like Skin on Skin with Burning Bridges. I want to give it like my own kind of spin on it. First things first, let's start with the drums. I'm going to put the BPM to 140, which is like a nice drill tempo, but then it also works really well for techno. And we just need to get that going. So I'm just going to put the kick, also just turn up the velocities. And then something I like to do is just put an extra one there. And the next thing I want to add is the open hat to go on the offbeat. One thing I like to do with my hi-hats as well, as you can hear, it kind of rings out. That sounds cool, but I like to cut it and make it really sharp. I'm just going to find another hi-hat to layer it with. That's sounding cool so far. Let me just go ahead and join this into a track stack. And then here, now that I've got my sounds grouped, I'm just going to EQ it out a little bit more. And I want to add an echo effect. It's going to be very, very subtle, barely noticeable, but it does just add a bit more texture. I've loaded up Echo Boy Jr. Let's just turn that dry down. You can hear it just rings out ever so slightly. We just turn that feedback down a bit as well. Before we go into the melody, I want to add in some more drums just to really get that rhythm going. The next thing I'm going to add is some hi-hat. And to do that, I'm going to be using a really, really cool plugin called Sound ID Voice AI. This is a new plugin by Sonarworks, and it's simple. It transforms your voice into an instrument or even another voice. I got the plugin pulled up, and as you can see, there's a bunch of different voices, a bunch of different presets to choose from. So let's just test them out.
This is my voice. This is my voice. This is my voice.
So with all these voices, you can literally sing into your mic, record whatever you want, and turn it into something that sounds really, really professional. This is perfect for me because I can't sing. My voice sounds terrible. But also you can turn your recording into an instrument like a talk box or a harp. They've even got some drums down here, which I'm going to be using. So this is what we got so far for the bounce. And I'm thinking like, so let's go ahead and record that in. Some of those hi-hats, I might be ever so slightly off time, but at the same time, I do want to keep it slightly on contour so it sounds natural. Also, you could hear me tapping in the background, so let me just take out some of that low. And let's turn this into some actual hi-hats. Let's go with the glitch drums. And then process it. I think we could probably use that as a texture, but I want to go for something that sounds more like a hi-hat. So let's try some electronic drums. That sounds clean. I like it. Let's hear it in context with everything else though. Yeah, that's got a lot of good swing to it. So really, really nice and easy way just to get ideas down really quickly. Like I said before, I'm not an amazing singer, so I use this plugin a lot for changing my vocals into one of these professional sounding singers. And also now, because I do a lot of remixes, instead of using the vocal from the actual artist, I can switch it up using Sound ID Voice AI. And that way, when I do post to SoundCloud, or if I did want to post it on Spotify, instead of having to go through clearance and spending hundreds of thousands on their vocal, you could apply for a cover license and it could be a lot more simpler. It's super easy to use, super easy to get creative and find inspiration. And on Black Friday, starting the 25th of November, this is going to be on sale, so you can go ahead and check it out. I'm going to leave a link in the description below where you can go ahead and get a 7-day free trial, no credit card required. So definitely go ahead and check it out. I want to start playing around with the melody and even adding the vocal chops just so we can get the vibe going. I separated out the vocal.
Yo, 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 yo.
I think I'm going to use that for the majority of the beat, but just to clear it up, I'm going to EQ out some of the lows.
Yo, 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 yo.
And take out some of that background noise, because sometimes when you split the stems, it doesn't sound as clean as I would like it. And I'm also thinking, maybe let's just pitch this up too, so we have it in the key of A minor. I want to match that dark vibe of the original, so I'm going to pull up a piano. Alright, so you had to go ahead and get the MIDI keyboard out. To make it darker, I want to add in some halftime. Sounds like a nice melody from the early days of drill, but to make this a bit more interesting, I want to switch up the pattern. So I'm bouncing it into an audio file. Let's chop that chord. Let's chop that chord. I think that's a good foundation to build from. I even put just a little bit of artsy 20 on it to make it sound a bit more retro. I did notice in the original as well, it had some high keys. Let's go ahead and add a bass line on top of this now. I want to go for something that sounds very similar to an 808. And for the 808s, I want to go for a drill bounce. The drill bounce that we do with the counter snares, but we do it for the bass. Bum, 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 bum. And then let's just quantize that because a lot of that was out of time. To make that kick hit a bit harder, let's sidechain the bass. That's good for a section right there. With these kind of tracks though, because the kick is just very repetitive, boom, 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 we do want to build in some variation throughout the track just so we keep the listener hooked and keep it a bit more interesting. I chopped up this section which is from the original melody. It's just the main synth and I've chopped it so it repeats and repeats. Then we add in our sound shifters, some EQ. So now it sounds more like an airy synth to go in the back. I'm hearing some sort of bells like dun 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 dun. Bum bum bum. And then I'm just gonna apply one of my presets on there just to add some effects. That sounds way more drony. Feel like we need a nice subby kind of bass here, maybe even a re-space. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. When I get to fear, I bet you that it gets dark. I bet you that it gets shitty because I'm pretty, don't get twisted. Let's maybe even make that more intense. We could do like, no more Lizzie. No more Lizzie, sucking on cash, hoping get frizzy. So I'm just going to record some stabs or some ad-libs to go with this. No more Lizzie, sucking on cash, hoping get Slizzy, Dizzy, diss me. I don't think my voice suits that at all for the ad-libs, so we definitely got to switch it up.
This is my voice.
Oh, this sounds nice and warm and deep.
Lizzie.
Oh.
Slizzy.
That sounds kind of crazy.
Diss me.
So now in context with the vocals, it just gives it a little bit more low end. I finished up the idea and structured it out as much as possible. I even sped it up to 144 BPM. Some things that really just enhance it, little ear candies, are just sweeps and down lifters. And then also one thing that I love to do as well is just add some automation. So for example, on the bell sound right here, I'm messing around with the drive, making it sound more aggressive. And then afterwards, we bring it back down. All right, so let's give this a quick run through. In some parts, I might just skip ahead as well. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Hey, no more Lizzie, sucking on cash, hoping get fizzy. From you dizzy, don't try to diss me. Don't start counting. When Mississippi to Mississippi. When I get to fair, I bet you that it gets dark. I bet you that it gets shitty because I'm pretty. And if it's a issue, they all fall down like a tissue. I'll fix that quickly. Tell me you're with me, these bitches my daughter, they come up pick me. I'm never gonna pick me, never gonna pick me, never gonna pick me, never gonna. I'm never gonna pick me, never gonna pick me, never gonna pick me, never gonna. Woo! Let's turn this up. Towards the end of that bit, we got a breakdown that kind of drops the energy a little bit. And then we build back the energy and bring in the most energy of the track towards the end. I love the ad-libs at the end of the vocal as well. One Mississippi, two Mississippi. Woo! I Can't lie, mixing drill and techno, maybe these two genres are actually made for each other. If you enjoyed this video, then you're definitely going to enjoy this one right here, where I learned how to make techno for the first time. And also make sure you hit the like button and subscribe.